Hi, how you doing? What's up, fellow Shackhousers? Happy Friday. I know I said that I had an Eternals video for you guys, but we're gonna make a slight detour because I learned something just yesterday on the radio that November is National Hip Hop Month. Yeah, that's a real thing now. Yeah, thanks to Congresswoman Maxine Waters, they finally got Congress and the American government to recognize how much of an impact that hip-hop culture has had on American culture for the past 40 years. Over 40 years since its inception. People thought it was going to be a passing phase, but if it is, it's a very long passing phase, I gotta tell you. And having been a hip-hop music fan since I was a teenager, and having heard a lot of it since I was a child, that fostered my interest when I was old enough to get my own money, to buy my own hip-hop albums, and build my collection. And in the spirit of Flashback Friday, I'm going to go off on what I think were the top 10 hip-hop albums from 1994. And this list, it's in the particular order of the order in which they were released. To start things off, Hard to Earn by Gangstar. Yeah, Guru and DJ Premier. Yeah, Guru has always had a monotone voice, but I think Hard to Earn right here, this is when their albums really started to get better, lyrically and production-wise. And DJ Premier, he's my favorite producer of all time. I love how he samples and how he creates like a New York-style East Coast bop that's recognizably his. Yeah, the best tracks on here are Mass Appeal, Code on the Streets, and Dick. Second, Illmatic by Nas. Yeah, this is the all-time hailed classic album of his that he's never gonna top. Yep. He had only one feature on this album, his boy AZ, and the production is like a who's who of East Coast producers. DJ Premier, in fact, of my top 10 right here, DJ Premier's had his hand in 4 of these 10 albums, including this one. The East Coast producers on this one, they had Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest, LES, DJ Premier, who else? Large Professor. Man, they had everybody upon this, and they made this album a classic. It's an East Coast landmark right here, and it's spearheaded along with 1993 albums, Enter the Stage by Black Moon and Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers by the Wu-Tang Clan. This is one of the starts of taking rap back to its mecca after spending so long on the West Coast with Dre, Snoop, and the newly formed G-Funk era in '92. Outcast, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. Yeah, Big Boy and Andre 3000, they were teenagers when they dropped their debut album right here. Yeah. And this is the only anomaly, technically the only anomaly on this list, because these are Southern boys, yeah. And they really struck out a place for themselves in hip-hop, or Southern hip-hop, with this album right here. Crumbling Herb, it's one of my favorite tracks. Hootie-hoo! Another one, and the title track for this record too. Gangstar affiliate, J-Rue the Damaja, The Sun Rises in the East. This right here is a classic must-own album for any East Coast fan, any hip-hop fan, period. I mean, DJ Premier, he produced this album, the majority of it anyway, along with J-Rue. Well, actually, all of it. What am I talking about? They produced all this album together. Yeah, and my favorite tracks, Come Clean, where Primo sampled like a leaky faucet, and sampled that and made that as a foundation for the beat. That was something that was incredible. And The Bitches, with its horns, and it's pure East Coast urban shit, dude. You can check this out. Number 5, the Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. I had the tape for this when I was a 6th grader in middle school, mainly because the song Sabotage was everywhere, right? And the video for it was like some 1970s police drama shit. Like, you gotta catch the criminal before he leaves the hotel, with those fucked up camera shots and bad chase scenes and everything. Yeah, this one right here, they started to put live instrumentations on here again, just like they did on their previous record from 2 years prior, Check Your Head. And the best tracks besides Sabotage on here are Sure Shot and Get It Together with Q-Tip, and Do It with Biz Markie, R.I.P. This one's actually my favorite album of this whole list right here. One of my favorite albums, period. And yes, this is the original version of "Ready to Die" by the Notorious B.I.G., Bed-Stuy's very own. Yeah, original version before it went out of print and got replaced with that nothing version back in 2006, all because of a sample clearance issue that they should have cleared up years ago. But yeah, this joint is a classic all around. There's not a track, not a song or a skit on here that I didn't like. Yeah, Juicy, whenever you hear Juicy go on at a party now, even with this new generation, you know it's going to be popping. Ready to Die. The Artifacts, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, DJ Chaos, Elda Sensei, and Tame One. Yeah, these are Jersey boys right here. They're from Newark. They're a tagging crew, a graffiti crew really, and a lot of their songs reflect that. Like The Wrong Side of the Tracks, which was the lead single off this album. That's one of my favorite tracks, along with What's Up Now, Motherfucker. Resurrection by Common. Yeah, I can't find the Common Sense Common Sense version anywhere on this, but still that's the only thing that changed with this re-release of this album. Yeah, Common, him being a Chicago MC, he's also an anomaly on this list as well too. But the way his beats are fashioned and the way his lyrics were fashioned, you think he was an East Coast rapper. I mean, his wordplay, this is where he was at his apex for his wordplay, right? Especially with tracks like the title track, Resurrection, Watermelon, and the classic track, I Used to Love Her, where, as we all know, he uses a woman as an extended metaphor for the history of hip-hop. Of course, that started a trend right there with that very song, I Used to Love Her, because other rappers have used the whole woman as a metaphor for their take on hip-hop. Like Cormega did that with American Beauty, Chic Luch from The Lox did it with How I Love You, Eminem did it with a 25 to Life. Oh, and Cunnilingus, they also did it with Diamond Sky. Tikal by Method Man. This was the first solo record by a Wu-Tang member to be released. Yeah, their deal at the time was, when they got signed to Loud Records, their deal was they could sign individually with any other record label that they want. Yeah, Method Man chose Def Jam right here, and his was the first Wu-Tang solo album release. They got Release Your Delph up on here, Bring the Pain, and You're All I Need with Mary J. Blige. On Power Book 2, Season 2, I hope him and Mary J have a scene together, because that's what was missing during Season 1. Even though there's no reason it should have happened given their character arcs, I hope it does happen just to please some fans. And lastly but not least, Redman, There Is a Dark Side, the Brick City's own, Newark, New Jersey, right here. This is my favorite album by Redman. He said he created the album. He was in a very dark period of his life when he was fucked up on drugs. So it surprises him when people run up on him, even now, to say that There Is a Dark Side is their favorite album of his. I mean, the beats have a very dark groove to it. I mean, this right here, the cover is a homage to a Funkadelic cover. And what's it called? My favorite tracks on here, We Run NY, the Superman Lover 2 that became like a staple of his albums. This is the debut album 2 years prior, and 1,000,001 Buddha Spots. That's what I got for my hip hop albums from 1994. Yeah, the Eternals slideshow history that I'm gonna see that after I see the movie tomorrow. But I hope y'all had a good day and stay well, Shack Housers. Peace.